Welcome to The Quiet Exit, a podcast that opens the door to truths we were never supposed to say out loud. I'm your host, LJ, writer, trauma theorist, and founder of the Exo and Echo Press. This is where we unpack manipulation, mourn in silence, and rebuild self. Today's episode is a keyhole episode, meaning we're looking directly into the core of truth, not around it. We're talking about the psychological and neurological damage of prolonged exposure to manipulation. Specifically, gaslighting, projection, scapegoating, and other emotional warfare tactics. This episode is called Rewiring the Mind After Manipulation: The Hidden Cost of Gaslighting, Scapegoating, and Chronic Psychological Abuse. Because despite how often these behaviors are dismissed as just drama or family issues, they're actually rewiring the brain. So let's talk the science, right? When you're subjected to chronic gaslighting or scapegoating, your brain goes into survival mode. And that's not just metaphorically, it's neurologically. The amygdala, responsible for detecting threats, becomes overactive. The hippocampus, which stores memories, can shrink. The prefrontal cortex, your center for decision-making and emotional regulation, starts to dim under constant stress. Repeated exposure to manipulation can result in any of these things I'm about to name. And they are cognitive fog, memory fragmentation, hypervigilance. Oh, the hypervigilance. Dissociation, anxiety, and depression. And in some cases, complex PTSD. Gaslighting, for example, is more than just lying, right? It is sustained mental interface, right? It tells you to mistrust your own perception. It teaches you to delay reactions, to ask permission to heal. And over time, that erodes your internal GPS. Many people ask, I know they ask me repeatedly, why didn't you leave sooner? I questioned myself. But here's the truth. When you've been repeatedly gaslit or scapegoated, you don't just stay for emotional reasons. Your brain is literally conditioned to doubt its own logic. And that's called learned helplessness, a form of psychological conditioning that happens when someone internalizes that nothing they can do to change their circumstances. It's not weakness. It's a neurochemical training. Also, abusers often alternate manipulation with intermittent reward. Moments of kindness, love bombing, or false peace. Even future faking is a tactic. And all this floods the brain with dopamine. This creates the same pattern we see in trauma bonds, even in addiction. It's not just psychological, it's biochemical, is what I'm trying to say. So let's move to projection and scapegoating. Oh, the topic of projection, I'm sorry. To this day, I have the language. I know the term. I've experienced it. I've seen it. I just don't get the logic behind it. Projection is when someone attributes their own traits or behaviors to you. So, a dishonest person accuses you of lying. A manipulative person calls you controlling. And a lot of times with projection is the smear campaign and triangulation. And what you'll find is that individuals who are highly toxic or highly narcissistic will use all three on their target. And for the life of me, even to this day, I don't understand projection. I don't understand how a person can do a thing and tell themselves and others that someone else who they know had nothing to do with it and probably was nowhere in the building did the thing, and then receive feedback on the behavior or the trait that they know they own. Now, I know what science says. Science says they push that off. Okay. I am talking to Susie. Susie says to me, John stole a pair of pants from the store. The pants were $150. John stole it. I look at Susie and I say, that's kind of bottom feeder-ish. Why would John do that? He works. He has money. That doesn't make sense. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And Susie is standing in front of me with a smirk on her face like, yeah, and she feeds into it and adds more to it, right? You know how we talk as girls. And me, I'm going back and forth with Susie about John, right? Because I don't know Susie is lying. Susie knows that she's lying. I don't get how my words, John is a bottom feeder, John ain't shit. Why would John put you in that situation? Why is John stealing from the damn store? Susie knows that she did it. How do those words not penetrate her and impact her in a way? Can we sit with this thought for a minute? How low of an individual must feel, how low their self-esteem is, that they can receive that feedback, know that John was nowhere around, and that she, Susie, is the one who stole the pair of jeans. Hello? Hello? How bottom feed? I mean, I don't get projection. I don't get how I don't become the target of Susie because I'm talking shit about John, but she knows that she did it. So I'm really talking to her. I don't get it. I'm sorry. Follow me on Instagram at _quiet_exit. I will post a blurb for today's podcast. You can leave a comment. Help me. I don't get it. I'm in this. I've lived this. I love this. I love what I do. But projection for me and triangulation and the smear campaign makes zero logical sense to me. How am I not further causing internal turmoil in myself when I am projecting my behaviors on others that I know had nothing to do with anything I just lied on John about. I don't know. I've read it, I studied it, I know, but my logical mind, projection is ridiculousness. It's absurd. It's asinine. That's dumb. That's further self-deprivation. That is toxic in and of itself. But I don't know. If you can break down projection to me so that I understand how the zero-sum game of projection works in the toxic person's favor, help me paint the picture, because I don't get the shit. I don't. It pisses me off. I don't get it. But I know that it's not accidental. It's calculated. It's cunning. And if you're the family scapegoat or the target friend like John was, you're likely the one who is actually honest, emotionally aware, and trying to hold the dysfunction that be Susie accountable. Poor John. And that's why they project onto you. That's what science says. Your clarity is their mirror, and they don't want to see it. Scapegoating is a form of psychological exile, where someone is marked as the problem, right? Because we have black and white thinking out here. Either it's black or it's white, it's up or it's down, it's good or it's bad. It's like high school, it's like preschool, it's like grade school. There's no gray. You're either good or you're bad. And if I'm holding up a mirror and I'm looking at the reflection, I need to be good. And in order for me to be good, I need for you to look bad. Let me take that back. I need to perform good for you to look bad. So the system never has to look inward. It is a form of emotional offloading. If we can just make you the problem, we don't have to heal ourselves. Over time, you as the target, that makes you question your entire identity. Not just whether something did or didn't happen, but whether you're even good or deserving. There's a quiet devastation that comes when you realize you were not just hurt. You were reshaped. Your worldview, your trust in people, your perception of self, all of it was conditioned in the echo chamber of manipulation. And waking up from that feels like exiting a dream into a nightmare. You may feel disoriented. You may grieve the years spent of being someone else. You may even find yourself angry at your past self for not seeing it sooner, for not realizing the big lie. But I want to remind you that yourself, that you survived. and that the survival is not shameful. It's profound, especially in today's age and time, where there are thin lines and you don't know what the next person is going through. You survived that with your sanity. Which leads me, can we talk about healing? Neuroplasticity. That's the brain's ability to rewire itself, and it is very real. But healing from manipulation requires two things. Consistent safety is the first. The second is narrative reclamation. Safety doesn't mean just being around nicer people. It means being around people who don't distort your reality, who don't require performance to earn respect, who honor your voice even when it's quiet. Rewiring means giving yourself permission to have your own thoughts again, to rebuild your inner voice, to feel an emotion without having to justify it, to walk away without a dissertation. Notice there's this running joke. I can write a 10-page dissertation on the ways you've got me fucked up. And I'll add in APA citations to boot. Narrative reclamation. That's the work we do here. Naming the manipulation, unmasking the tactic, rewriting the role you were forced to play. That's what reactivates the frontal cortex, the part of the brain that lets us think critically, access truth, and create change. You're not broken. You were conditioned. You were taught to believe love must be earned, that safety is temporary, that your insight is dangerous. But every time you say that wasn't okay, or that should have never happened, you are reclaiming the architecture of your own mind. And I'll tell you something, you're not doing it alone. If this episode resonated with you, I encourage you to share it with someone who might still be in that cognitive fog. Someone who needs a flashlight, not a lecture. You can follow The Quiet Exit wherever you get your podcasts. You can visit exitandechogroup.com to explore our publishing house, There's also coaching work there and trauma-informed gatherings. Remember, you don't owe anyone your confusion. You get to walk away in clarity, even if you're walking alone. Until next time, this is The Quiet Exit. I'm LJ. You don't owe anyone the performance of staying. Until Thursday, take care.